Good morning, students. Today we are going to introduce Animal Farm, Chapter 2. First, I'm going to give you a summary of the chapter. 3 nights later, Old Major died and his body was buried at the foot of the orchard. During the next 3 months, there was much secret activity. Major's speech had given to the most intelligent animals on the farm a completely new outlook on life. The work of teaching and organizing the others fell upon the pigs, who were the cleverest animals. Prominent among the pigs were Napoleon, Snowball, and Squealer. These three had elaborated Old Major's teachings into a complete system of thought, to which they gave the name of animalism. At the beginning they met with much stupidity. Some of the animals talked of the duty of loyalty to Mr. Jones, whom they referred to as master, and the pigs had great difficulty in making them see that this was contrary to the spirit of animalism. The pigs had an even harder struggle to counteract the lies put about by Moses the tame raven, who was Mr. Jones' special pet and spy. He claimed to know of the existence of a mysterious country called Sugar Candy Mountain, to which all animals went when they died. It was situated somewhere up in the sky. Moses said that in Sugar Candy Mountain it was Sunday 7 days a week. The animals hated Moses because he told tales and didn't work, but some of them believed in Sugar Candy Mountain. The most faithful disciples were the 2 cart horses, Boxer and Clover. They absorbed everything that they were told and passed it on to the other animals. The rebellion was achieved much earlier and more easily than anyone had expected. Mr. Jones, who was always drunk, didn't come back till midday on Sunday, and his men had milked the cow in the early morning, and then had gone out rafting without feeding the animals. And when Mr. Jones came back, he immediately went to sleep. So when evening came, the animals were still unfed. One of the cows broke in the door of the store shed with her horn, and all the animals began to help themselves from the pens. Then Mr. Jones woke up. He and his men, armed with whips, were unable to control the animals. After only a moment or two, they gave up trying to defend themselves and ran away from the farm. Now Jones was expelled, and the manure farm was theirs. For the first few minutes, the animals didn't know what to do. Then they began to gallop around the farm to make sure that no human being was heading anywhere upon it. Then they burned all the symbols of man's control over the animals, like whips, chains, knives, and weapons. They destroyed everything that reminded them of Mr. Jones. Napoleon then led them back to the store shed and served out a double ration of corn to everybody, with 2 biscuits for each dog. Then they sang Beasts of England from end to end 7 times running. On the next day, the animals entered the farmhouse and explored it. At the end, they decided that the farmhouse should be preserved as a museum. All were agreed that no animal must ever live there. The pigs now revealed that during the past 3 months they had taught themselves to read and write from an old spelling book which had belonged to Mr. Jones' children. Then Snowball took a brush and changed the name of the farm from Manure Farm into Animal Farm. The pigs also had succeeded in reducing the principles of animalism to 7 commandments, and Snowball wrote it on the wall. Before going to bring in the harvest, the pigs milked the cows, but when they returned, they found that the milk had disappeared. Now let's move to your booklet. Chapter 2. The new characters in these chapters are Napoleon, one of the big leaders, a fierce-looking Berkshire boar, not much of a talker, but with a reputation of getting his own way. Snowball, another big leader, vivacious and inventive. Squalor, a fat pig who is a persuasive talker. Summary of the chapter in your booklet. 3 nights after giving his speech, Old Major died in his sleep. The work of organizing the animals falls to the pigs, the cleverest of the animals. Prominent among the pigs are Napoleon, Snowball, and Squalor, who have formed Old Major's teachings into a system of thought called animalism. Among the difficulties they face is a sense of loyalty. Some of the animals feel for Mr. Jones, other animals are apathetic and indifferent. Molly the cart horse is concerned that she won't have ribbons and sugar after the rebellion. Their most difficult problem is in counteracting the lies of Moses, the raven. He tells about Sugar Candy Mountain, a place full of clover, lump sugar, and linseed cakes, where the animals will go after they die. The pigs have to convince the others that such a place doesn't exist. The horses, Boxer and Clover, are the most faithful disciples of animalism. They absorb and believe everything they are told and pass it on to the other animals in simple arguments. The rebellion occurs sooner than expected when Jones, who has turned to drink, neglects his farm and forgets to feed the animals. They break into the barn and help themselves. Jones and his men, armed with whips, are unable to regain control and are driven off the farm. When the animals realize what they have done, they gallop around the farm, gathering and burning all the implements and symbols of man's control over the animals: whips, nose rings, chains, knives, and weapons. They tour the farmhouse, locking the door and turning it into a museum. They change the name from Manor Farm to Animal Farm. With the others looking on, Snowball paints the 7 commandments, the unalterable laws that are to govern the animals, on the barn wall. They are: number 1, whatever goes upon 2 legs is an enemy. 2, whatever goes upon 4 legs or has wings is a friend. 3, no animal shall wear clothes. 4, no animal shall sleep in a bed. 5, no animal shall drink alcohol. 6, no animal shall kill any other animal. 7, all animals are equal. Before going into the hayfield to bring in the harvest, the pigs milked the cows and collected 5 buckets. The animals, hoping for a share of the milk, are sent by Napoleon to bring in the harvest. When they return, the milk is gone. Now let's move to these questions. What happened to Major? What is the effect of his speech? He died, and his speech gave the most intelligent animal on the farm a complete new outlook on life. How do the other animals respond to the new philosophy? Some animals believed in the new philosophy, others met it with much stupidity. The pigs are recognized as the cleverest of the animals. The 3 most important pigs are also given distinguishing human traits. What traits are given to Snowball, to Napoleon, to Squalor? Napoleon knows how to get his own way well. Squalor is a brilliant talker. Snowball is energetic and creative. What is the effect of Moses the tame raven and his tale of Sugar Candy Mountain? Some animals believed in Sugar Candy Mountain. How does the rebellion come out? One day, John's men forgot to feed the animals, so the cows broke the door of their shed, and so did the animals. What are the first things the animals do to celebrate their victory? Every animal was given a double ration of corn with 2 baskets for each dog. Then they sang Beasts of England. How were the cows milked the first morning? Where did the milk go? The pigs milked the cows and it disappeared. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow, inshallah. Goodbye.